All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Assassination Classroom, Season 2, Episode 2.
The last episode was absolutely wonderful. A blessing,
Adorable.
a gem,
Wholesome.
adorable and wholesome,
Yes.
and also raised some great questions about how they feel about killing Karasuma, among other things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then we had some major plot developments regarding Lovro being killed by the Reaper.
Yep.
Maybe the actual Reaper, because...
Seems that way.
Yeah,
And then
that guy seemed legit for the Reaper.
And then the government being like, hey, you know, let's make it 30 billion yen if people team up. So it might not just be the students going after Korosensei anymore, because...
Or not even, like, just the students, like, groups of assassins.
Right,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Like, we might actually get the thing that we kind of wanted at some point, which now we have a personal antagonist that we can get into with that, which is the Reaper and maybe goons and company against Korosensei and the students. You know, the students protecting Korosensei.
Yep. To say nothing of, like, the whole idea of, you know, Ituna and that whole thing of, you know, the government experiments.
That's a whole,
that's a whole
thing as well.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. But we are here. We are watching our kids, our students.
They're growing up.
They've gotten so much more adept in their specific ways.
They're
to the
good
point they're
little
scamming people at the carnival, and it's adorable.
That's right.
Festival.
It is adorable.
It's so good to see. And we want more of that growth. We want more of that time with them. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, this show has no chill.
It really doesn't. And I love it. The
insanity of the episodes just jumping from one ridiculous hijinks scenario to the next, and then eventually doing what we were predicting it would do at some point, and it was starting to build up to do, take one of them hyper seriously all of a sudden with an about face.
Right.
But not in the way we expected, by bringing in Ituna again and his handler, and just... being like, oh, no, this is a serious assassination that will have a high likelihood of working, unlike the pudding one, because, no, of course Korosensei was like...
Yeah, this pudding's not going to work.
Well, not only is it not going to work, they spent days setting it up outside, even if it was during the weekend when he's off work, which I totally see as being a valid thing, that they got all the equipment and stuff out of the way during that time and stuff. He has to be able to look at that and go,
this isn't an assassination.
How
right.
did they actually get this set up?
Like,
yes, they might love me. That'd be wonderful. But
the thing is, they also didn't present it as like they didn't spend a lot of time being like, hey, you've really helped us, and you know, you always go through those puddings so fast, so you know we wanted 20 to give
seconds
back
with it, and then we get some of it,
and then we get the rest, right? You know, But you know, there so. Here you go. Have fun.
Here you go.
Right?
Yeah.
And maybe staying fairly close. Well, that would be tough with the bomb and everything, but you know, But yeah, when they all back away and it's like, I wonder.
What they could also do that'd be kind of fun is to basically say, and we're gonna give you 20 seconds, but then they all pull out guns and form a ring. And it's the thing of where they're like...
It's a decoy, because then it's like, we're using this because we know you can't resist this pudding. Right. And then we'll try and kill you while you're doing it, but then he won't realize necessarily because they do that, there's a bomb inside.
And even if he does realize that there's a bomb, it's the idea that he'll have to move in such a way where he's avoiding their firing at him, and also that whole thing there. But,
and then also the BBs would be going into the pudding, which would make the pudding harder to eat. He'd have to eat around the BBs and things like that.
That's true.
Then they wouldn't have been able to enjoy the pudding afterwards. I love that, you know, he got even the perfect, like, pudding glasses and everything, and, you know, served it up for them, and it's great. It's wonderful.
So we get that wholesome bit, followed by just... The cops and robbers bit had me
was
dying.
wonderful.
The bit where he gets bribed. I was sent. I was sent to the heavens. That was
Like,
beautiful comedy.
The shot of
this
him,
once,
like, like holding out the picture, and then he just sort of slides it into, he slides it into his pocket, and he's like, all right.
Yeah.
And then everyone gets out. Like, and I love how on the first one there's someone standing by to like, tag them out. But on the second one, he's just like, nah, just go. It's fine.
So I have a story about this that I just have to share. It was really funny. So we would play games like this as kids and stuff, and there's so many times there would be the instance of where it'd be like, all right, we caught everyone they were meant to catch and stuff. So we would do basically the equivalent of this kind of game, but it was boys versus girls with some friends of ours and stuff. And the thing is that, yes, it was not very like, whatever. The point is that like we would basically have the guys hunt the girls, and it was ridiculous and stuff. But the point is that I was always the guard keeper, and then the tag game related to them basically being like they would have to come in and free them there, and I constantly let them get away. I constantly.
And did they ever try and like negotiate, like bat the eyes?
Yeah. They'd be like, Caleb, oh my god. And I'm like, all right, you guys can go. And they'd be like, thank you. And I'd be like,
wow.
I was the simp. But yeah.
This was a fantastic episode, and I didn't even realize at the beginning that no, because once it went into the cops and robbers, I was like, all right, cool, we're doing a split episode, right? Two segments, that's great. But no, there were 3 segments this episode.
Three!
And for the kind of show that this is, I think it is totally suited to this style.
Yes.
Because the show itself is absolutely ridiculous, right? It's outlandish and things like that. Even with the Assassins in season 1, right?
Totally.
Where like, this is the serious arc, and yet these guys, you can't take them seriously, right?
Gun!
Right, yeah. And, doth verily all that stuff, right? Yes, right.
Yes.
So having this here where it's the the drill. They're going to try and do some crazy, assassination attempt on Korosensei. Right. It's probably not going to work, but it is ridiculous, so let's see it. Right. Yeah, giant pudding, why not? And let's have that comedy of seeing Karasuma basically be like, I have to sign off on this to my superiors, requisitioning equipment and all of this stuff in order to make a giant thing of pudding.
So what happened is a government official talked to the factory that was like a mayonnaise factory, what have you. It's like, we're going to negotiate for that discontinued segment there of the factory. What do you need it for? It's not important.
No questions asked.
No questions asked.
Yep.
You should pay us for that.
They'll be compensated, don't worry.
Well, okay, can you go as low as this much? And then it's negotiating, basically.
But like,
I just love that.
So, yeah, we have that, right? We have that.
Then the serious one.
Then, well,
we talked about that, yeah.
But I just want to point out again that I absolutely loved that even though it took up like this much time.
Right. Yeah.
We slipped another bitch sensei Karasuma joke into there with her being like, oh yes, in the cave, come get me, you bad cop, right? Nope, doesn't work. Moving on, right? Like because
now we're not even being subtle about it anymore.
Oh, exactly, right. We'll just go at it in the cave, right? Like because
and they weren't in a cave, dude. That was in a forest, like a
no. But bitch sensei was in a cave, wasn't she? There was like a pool and everything.
Nope, it was open.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, they would have been. Yeah. That's why she was like, we're gonna go at it right here, just like. Not, but students could stumble upon us and
oh my god, she's got a public kink. But
yep.
But the idea of in comedy, right? One of the things that I think can be really tough with comedy is making sure that all the jokes land. Because if you have a joke that you build up to, because not all the jokes will land, right? Not all of them will be gold. So having them come really quickly and just in rapid succession, where as soon as you're not, if you're not sure whether you liked a joke or not, that's fine. We're already on to the next one, right? Yep. And if you laugh, then that just keeps you in that sort of like just accepting state, so that whatever comes next, you're enjoying it as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
But then, yeah, from that, then we go into serious stuff.
Right.
And, you know, I like that. I like that style for the show because now it's like, okay, we're setting up the next episode. The next episode's going to be a serious one. But still, from what we got in this episode,
like all the way up until like the last 2 minutes.
Until the last 2 minutes, it was completely goofy. Yep. Right?
Yeah. Because even when they started investigating things, we're like, this is amazing. Just the idea of them investigating, you know, whether or not Korosensei is a panty thief. Because, like, okay, he is a panty and underwear thief. That was him in the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, he is definitely a pervert peeper and the like.
Right, but it is not the fact that he does it. It's the fact that all of these underwear things and things like that were planted around his place because, no, he has a stash. This is the kind of guy that would have a stash in the forest buried somewhere that he would unearth in half a second and then rebury in another half a second. So the fact that it would be spread all over this place in areas where he thought there would be nothing there, it just serves that, yes, they just took advantage of the fact that, yes, of course, he's a pervert that steals panties and underwear and bras and things like that.
I want to point out something that I really appreciated because, okay, so a lot of the times in anime, there will be jokes about, like, you know, the pervy stuff that the guy characters will do in the series. And because it's anime, it's sort of excused. But at the same time, it's like, okay, come on, there's a point where that stops being funny.
Becomes creepy.
Just becomes creepy, right? In this situation, they gave a bunch of creepy behavior. Presented it as comedy, but also basically acknowledged the fact that, hey, I personally would have been severely disappointed in Korosensei if he was secretly, you know, marking the cup size of all the students and everything. That's not cool, right? So the fact that that was all something that was sort of semi-plausible because he is definitely pervy, right? But it wasn't actually him. I really apprecied that because I don't want Korosensei, like, if, you know...
It could have been him, though, because there was the forever flat.
It was well-researched. Well-researched sabotage. But, you know...
Or the creepy thing is that guy was one that Itana and his handler, well, his handler primarily, manipulated to do this. Because he's the pervert.
Right, and that's a fun way to basically reinforce in a simple way that these are the bad guys, essentially, that they need to be defeated because they employed a pervert to basically potentially stalk the students. You know?
And like write down their cup size.
Well, I think the writing down isn't as big of a problem as the. Well,
no, but that just proves that it was done.
Right, exactly.
There's an assumption made in general that, you know, this was the kind of thing that he was actually doing. So there's no proof that he was actually doing that. Unless the writing down of all the cup size stuff was this Karasuma's, you know, underling, subordinate guy. Then, what the hell, dude?
Which,
like,
also,
Jesus.
I gotta say, as far as people in Karasuma's sphere of employment, we're 2 for 3 of them being awful, with Karasuma being the one exception. So...
Karasuma's in Karasuma's employment?
Well, no. So, Takaoka was
another... the government agents that have come in to help with the situation. Karasuma is the one good egg amidst all the
the one
eggs
good
that
egg.
should be thrown out.
Right. And now he is an excellent egg, right? And he is
finest of
absolutely
sculpted eggs. Sorry, I was just channeling Bitch Sensei a little bit.
Yes, but you know, he is absolutely wonderful, and you know, and I love him. And seeing him go on the tactical, I am going to like hunt down the students, and with my red paint covered glove, you know, I love that because that's something that we don't often get to see because Korosensei is Korosensei, and these students are also competent assassins. We don't often get to see Karasuma be the sort of showcase how badass he is and or how awesome of a protector he would be if he was ever needed. We saw a bit of that at the end of season 1, which I loved, right? But seeing this kind of thing here where Karasuma is able to show that, yes, even though he can't touch Korosensei, he is still a badass, right?
Right.
You know, so that
Yeah.
that was just I like that. I really like that.
I love it too. Yeah, yeah. And now we get a big epic fight with the students potentially being put into a situation where they can save Korosensei
Yep.
because they probably will have either eventually or by now have found out about the 30 billion yen group bounty dynamic shift. So they'll be like, no, definitely not letting you get rid of Korosensei. If anyone's gonna kill Korosensei, it'll be us.
That's right.
And
We're
that's-
gonna save Korosensei and then assassinate him to death. Yep.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and also it's not just saving Korosensei.
Yeah.
It's avenging Korosensei.
Oh.
Because they
Character assassinated him.
character assassinated
Exactly.
him, you know, and they will not stand for that, right? And can you just imagine? I forget her name. I feel terrible about this.
The pudding girl?
Yes,
Kawano.
Kawano. Yes,
And I feel bad because I forgot and confused her with Okuda, the poison girl.
right. But when Kawano realizes
Right.
that it was actually one of these government agents that called her Forever Zero,
Unforgivable.
oh, she's gonna go on the warpath.
Indeed.
And they will, and anyone that gets in her way should be afraid, very afraid.
But y'all, this was a wonderful setup comedy episode. Thank you so much for watching the reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there. All this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general, and you can also check out our Twitch channel.
Indeed, we stream Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
Monday is podcast. Tuesdays, One Piece dramatic manga readings. Wednesday and Friday, Caleb does gaming.
I play Hades.
That's right. And then on Thursday, I'm playing Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb,
I'm Jacob.
and we'll see you all
Next time.